What's up everyone, that's a Big Bad Wolf and welcome back to the new YouTube channel here from the ZPHC. That's my sponsor and we're working together and want to do a lot of content for you guys. Today we're going to talk about bodybuilding and the truth about bodybuilding was nobody is talking about. So first of all, there are many aspects what is bodybuilding about. Many people see athletes and think it's just so simple. You just start training and you build muscle, start competing, and that's it. But it all costs a lot of money, right? So you have to be settled. It means you need a good job where you're probably gonna spend all of your money for this sport. It's not just what you think, the special supplements, but supplements, food, gym, everything costs a lot of money, so especially food. So another thing, you have to be careful and always be aware that any injury can stop the progress, and you basically, before you even start your career, you have to end it. So even if you are talented and have a great genetics, it's still 1 in 100 who can make it to the top. So I met in my life so many great talents and genetic freaks, but somehow after a while they all disappeared. So I always say either you were born for it or not. So it all happens depending on how you treat yourself. If you're going nuts and overdose with the special supplements, you're probably not gonna have a long career, right? So you need to start slow, and most important thing in that is information. You need to try to get as much information as you can. So, and today it's probably easier than 20, 30 years ago. So now you have too much information around social media, YouTube, and so on, but you have to filter it. If you filter the information and take out the right information, that's going to be a big plus for you. So also, if you want to go all the way to the pro league, you need to focus only on bodybuilding, right? So if you do anything else besides bodybuilding, it's gonna take longer for you to get there where you want to be, right? So you need to set your goals, right? So if your goal is professional bodybuilder, you need to start winning shows and focusing on training, food, supplementation, finding a perfect coach. So, a coach is not always needed, but it's a big plus. But also, there are so many coaches. So, this time is a very specific time. There's so much information, so many coaches, but not every information, not every coach is the right coach or information for you. So you always have to filter and have the experience. So it's gonna take a while. So, and that's where you lose some time. And time in bodybuilding is very important, right? So if you're young, you feel like you have no time to, you want to get to your goal as soon as possible. But when you're young, you need to be more careful, and because in the beginning, you can do so many mistakes that later on gonna play a big role in your health, on your health, right? So there's also another aspect, health. So nobody's talking about, but we all know bodybuilding is not a healthy sport, and especially professional bodybuilding. Professional bodybuilding is not about health. Professional bodybuilding is about building as much muscle as possible and bring it to the stage, right? So you're building muscular, detailed, and in condition physique. So, and like I said, like I mentioned before, if you do so many mistakes when you're young, you're not gonna make it so far, because there's a lot of pressure on your heart, a lot of pressure on your whole system, right? So if you're doing it wrong, your heart is gonna grow. It's gonna grow anyways. All athletes have a bigger heart. It doesn't matter, it's a swimmer, a runner, or bodybuilder. That's a bigger heart because the heart works more than the heart of a normal guy, right? So, also, if you do too much steroids in the beginning and so far on without a help of a specialist, your heart is gonna age. So, and this is a very, very dangerous thing. If your heart is gonna age, if you're 40, for example, your heart might be already like 60, 70 years old, you know? So that's where nobody is talking about. So you need to be careful and also make some tests, go to the doctor, heart specialist, and always take care of it. So this is very, very important.